Hello, Facebook world. Sorry, I will try to get this camera to hold still. Figuring out this selfie stick thing still. Anyway, so today I wanted to do a video and talk about pet canned food diet. I know all of you have heard me talking about raw food diets and how good they are and how healthy they are for our pets, especially as long as they're well-balanced pet food diets, like a purchased, pre-made diet, approved, AAFCO approved. However, there is also a wonderful alternative in a good quality canned food diet, and some of us may have certain situations where we're not able to feed raw food. Some people who are severely immunocompromised may want to consider not feeding a raw food diet to their pet, because even though it is completely safe for the pet, since their digestive system is different than ours, our system is more sensitive to bacterias and issues from something like salmonella, versus pet's digestive system does better at taking care of those things. So that's one consideration. However, unless you're severely immunocompromised, it really is no more risk than just preparing your own meal, making raw hamburger or something like that. But that is one consideration. Also, if your pet themselves is immunocompromised, like an ill young kitten or an ill elderly pet, then they're more at risk for a raw food diet, so that wouldn't be appropriate for them. Also, some pets just seem to be sensitive to a frozen raw diet because of the temperature. Some pets don't do well eating a very cold food like that, and with the frozen raw food diet, you can't heat the food because it doesn't have the amount of added minerals and vitamins in it that it would need to be eaten after it's cooked. The cooking process would diminish some of the vitamins and nutrient content to the point that then the raw food diet wouldn't be balanced. So that's another consideration. And if you have a pet that you've been trying to feed a raw food diet, the number one sign of them not tolerating it well is if they're vomiting right after they eat. And sometimes if you really want to do a raw food diet and they're having that issue right in the beginning, after you've transitioned them, you can slowly warm the food, just very, very little. Like if you're using a raw food patty or some medallions, you could put it in a pan with just a little bit of water on the stove and just heat it enough just to make the temperature a little bit warm, so it doesn't destroy the nutrients, but warms the food enough to allow the pet to eat it, and eventually you could gradually serve it at a lower and lower temperature until there's no problem. Sorry, it is afternoon. And then you may have a situation like I do here, which is our furry kitties. There they are. Say hi, kids. That's Pua and Harlow. Now, Pua, Miss Thing, will eat anything. She will eat the raw food, no problem. But this guy, make your Facebook debut. There you are. Yeah. Harlow is a 7-year-old Maine Coon mix, and he was my girlfriend Kelly's pet before we met, and she kind of like I used to be, and many of you maybe, was not up to speed on the fact that a dry food diet is not the best diet for a cat. And he got served dry food and was free-fed dry food. Sorry. Yeah, I'm allergic to them, which is part of the problem. We're trying to find Harlow a home. But anyway, in a situation like that, where a cat has been fed nothing but a free-fed dry food diet for that many years, that was 5 years, until I came on the scene and rudely changed his diet on him. If only he knew, I think he would do bad things to me, because he is a dry food addict. But we were able to slowly get him transitioned to a purely canned food diet, and he went from 21 pounds down to 14 pounds, which is now his ideal weight. So he just quickly and easily just lost 6 pounds over a matter of a few months and got himself to an ideal weight. And that's literally all we did. There was no special prescription diet. There was no special nothing. All we did was switch him to a high quality canned food diet and feed him only that twice a day. And we still allowed him to eat as much as he wanted twice a day. We put an entire can down on the plate if that's what he wanted, and slowly over time he just only ate what he needed from the canned food and didn't gain any weight, because the high quality canned food gave his body exactly what he needed and nothing more to cause excess weight. But anyway, that being said, situations like with Harlow, he would not take to a raw food diet. He would not eat it. It's too far different from a free-fed kibble diet that, some cats just can't adjust if they've been fed a diet like that for years. So for these guys, we stick to a high-quality canned food diet, and then my hairless boy Stubborn, he gets a raw diet because he does best on that, and that's a little bit better of nutrition for him. So probably all of you by now are thinking, okay, great, but what kinds of canned food? That's one of the biggest things I'm always hearing, is what canned food do I feed my cat? And there are many different brands. I'm not even going to be able to remember them all. I don't even know all the new brands that I would recommend, but I'll show you a couple that I have on board. I don't have Nature's Variety right now, but we usually do feed Nature's Variety canned, and that's the brand of the raw that I feed. We also feed Merrick brand. Can't even see the label too well, but Merrick is M-E-R-R-I-C-K. Merrick is a good brand. And this one, Red Barn, is a good brand. And these three, especially Nature's Variety, Merrick, and Red Barn, are very cost effective too, for those of you that are like, oh my god, I can't afford a canned food diet. And trust me, you can if you just are smart about where you're buying your food. We buy everything from Chewy.com. If you spend $49 or more, it's free shipping. It's delivered straight to your house. Oh, in fact, I just got a box. Maybe Gary will open it for me. I think I got Nature's Variety in there. I don't know, but anyway, just got a Chewy box delivered today. And it's so much cheaper online. Oh my god, do not go and buy these brands of food at your local pet store. And I feel bad saying that because, they need to stay in business, but it's just ridiculous. It's like twice as much cost in the store as it is online. And then people can't afford it there if you're buying it at the store. But, the thing to think about too is, if you're looking at a cost perspective, if you're feeding your cat dry food now and they're overweight, or starting to have health issues, or there's underlying health issues brewing because it's not an appropriate diet, you got to think of the long-term cost. What cost are you wasting feeding your cat food that, their body's only utilizing about half of what you're feeding in the dry food because the rest is too much carbohydrates. Like with Harlow, perfect example. I mean, once he lost 6 pounds, good gosh, I mean, from 20 pounds to 14 pounds, that's like, I'm not good at math, so I don't know, but like a third of his body weight, you know, now we're feeding literally a third less of an animal, you know, and he's completely healthy and happy, you know, on the canned food, and I'm sure that, you know, saved a good amount of money there. So some other canned food brands I know that are good are Weruva, Tiki Cat, Innova, Solid Gold is a good one. I probably should have written it down. Well, I have it on my blog. I have a list, so I'll attach that after. There's a list of my top 10 canned foods. So I can post that here, but those are some of the main ones. Oh, Natural Balance, Spa, Blue, what's it called? Halo is one. There's another one, Spa something, but I don't remember. Anyway, but you know, biggest thing beside the brand that you need to know is you need to just know how to look at your label on your can, and you can know right away if it's a good food. So this one right away tells us no grains, wheat or corn, gluten or soy, artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. I know it's all backwards for you. But all you simply need to do is look at the ingredients, and if you see the actual whole food ingredient listing, then you know it's a good quality canned food. So this one's ingredients are chicken broth, dried egg product, peas, carrots, potassium chloride, dandelion greens, coconut oil, and then it goes into the vitamin and mineral additives like calcium, salt, zinc, manganese, thiamine, all that stuff, B12, yada yada. So, and that's perfectly fine. That's common. Every canned food's going to have added minerals and vitamins back into the food because the process of cooking the meat reduces the vitamin and mineral content, like I said. So that's why you can't cook a raw food diet and feed it to your cat, because then it won't be balanced. Once the meat is cooked, the stuff has to be added back in. Yeah, but that's it. So you just look for real whole amounts of food. If you're looking at a canned food diet and it's saying stuff like modified food starch and wheat gluten and soybeans and corn and you know, even rice is okay, but you know, it's not good for a cat. A cat's not meant to eat rice. They're carnivores, so they really should have nothing but meat. So if it has brown rice, even any other kind of starches, potato starch, stuff like that, it's just added stuff. The manufacturers do not put that in there for the health of your pet. Believe me, they put that in there to lower their cost margin, because using 95% meat is expensive. So they want to use like 50% meat and throw in a bunch of added crap to make you think that you're, you know, getting a good deal, but you're really not. So that's pretty much it. It's all about a cat canned food diet. And there again, just to reiterate, you know, the reason why the canned food diet is going to be better than a dry food diet is because it's higher in protein content. It's higher in actual meat products that are in the food, versus a dry food is going to be at best 50% protein. And these types of brands, like Nature's Variety, it's 95% protein. So you want to be shooting for like at least 85% protein content in your cat's food. Somewhere around 95 or even higher is the best. So yeah, and that's, you know, that's the bottom line. That's what cats need. They eat meat, you know. They eat meat. That's what they're supposed to eat. All right, so if anyone has any questions about canned food, I will do my best to answer. Have a good day.